In today's video, we're going to discuss how changing how your right arm works can dramatically improve your golf game from tee right down to green. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Guys, before we get started, make sure you do smash that subscribe button. Don't just hit it, don't just tap it, smash that subscribe button. We want to get to 30,000 subscribers. We'd love you to be a part of it. So we're going to kick things off with driver today, and how can changing your right arm position help you hit better drives. You see, what we see so often when we're giving lessons or when we're playing in pro-ams or just playing on the Sunday medal, we see people with a right arm that's really strong here. Now the thing with this is it's not only going to affect your grips, it's going to affect how you hold this golf club. So you're generally going to see a weaker right arm here. If you start to see a weaker right arm, a weaker right hand, we start to see the club being taken away this way. So there's no real movement in that right arm, there's nowhere for it to go, you can't set it, so you see a really kind of short backswing. Guys, have you ever played with anyone whose backswing looks like this? Because I know I have quite a lot. All we have to do with driver here, we have to just relax that right forearm. Imagine that the forearm actually doesn't want to work this way away from the body, it wants to work this way up and down, almost like a bit of a bicep curl here. So if I was to have the left arm on the club here at the end, and then set my right arm and just relax it a little bit, just let it kind of set down with a tiny bit of angle in it already. We don't want to see two straight arms like this. Let it relax, let it set down. From here, once you start to take the club away with that left shoulder, keeping it nice and connected, you'll see that right arm just moves around the body more. That allows the club to be in the perfect position on the way back. It also allows you to then do that bicep curve move to pick the club up on the way back, so you can get to a nice position at the top of the backswing here. From there, with driver especially, you're in a great position to turn on the way down, release that bicep curl and release the chest and shoulders, get the club into the perfect position. You will bomb it from there, I guarantee it. Now that's all good and well. We want to hit longer drives, we definitely want to hit straighter drives and get the ball more in play, but what about with irons? Because this is something which so many golfers get wrong as well. It's a very similar technique, a very similar problem that people have. And if I were going to hit you a shot here where the right arm might stay okay at address, but all of a sudden when the club gets taken away, the right arm opposes to the left arm. So you start to see there that I'm in a nice position, the right arm then opposes and kind of rotates in, and the shoulders can't then work on a proper plane. I want my shoulders to be able to be on a nice shoulder plane as I take the club away, rotate to a nice position at the top. The problems you'll start to see with this are that a little bit duffy, really steep divots as you'll see there, and the ball flares off to the right hand side. Very similar to what you might see with the driver, although it's not as imperative that it costs you distance with this, it just costs you the accuracy as well and the strikes. You're going to lose confidence, and that's the last thing we want. We don't want those horrible steep divots. What we want to see is the right arm in the correct position here, take the club away nice and connected. You'll see how that right arm is just staying in its position here. Then I can set it up to the top. Then I can take a nice shallow divot. I can send that ball close to the flag, and that might even, go on, Chrissy, you zoom in. Get your right arm set, and I guarantee it will improve off the tee, it will improve from the fairway. Now Chris is going to show us a sneak peek of how this can help you around the greens as well. Guys, make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you want to get good at golf, and throw a like on this video if you think this has helped.
So guys, as always, great points there from James, and if you are looking to improve your game, then do drop us an email on the email below for any online or in-person lessons. But now we talk about short game. So obviously this is a drill that can, or a movement or a feel that can help you with your long game. We know with your driver and your iron, it's going to be very good. It's going to get you longer drives, it's going to get you hitting more greens just like James did. But then if we do miss the green, if we don't get it right and we do miss the green, we want to think the same here. So if you want to get this feel, all we want you to do is obviously turn your palm to the sky, and you'll see that your bicep will become connected to your chest. And that's what we're talking about here really today with this right arm, is getting better connection, because we see a lot of people, like James mentioned, either with the hand on the top, a weak grip, we've got no connection, so that club will waft all over the place. Opposite, also what we see is that people get their arms where, again, they're just feeling like they're a little bit out. I'm relaxed, I've got a nice position here, they're nice and relaxed. We want to feel again that that's underneath, we're getting that connected, and especially here on short game, because what we see is people drag the club off this way, and from there I've now got multiple levers to get back in time, and I'm going to start to alter my low point. I'm going to bottom out potentially early. I'm then going to get the wrists involved, and they're going to have all sorts of problems. So we want to feel that we get that right arm connected. And you'll see with a lot of tour players, even on the full swing shots, you can grab your shirt, twist it, and then just tuck it in there on your bicep and chest. So you've got a reference point there. So if you're hitting a chip shot and you hit this now and you go, okay, all right, I've lost that straight away. I thought I was keeping it connected, but I'm not. So get that in there. It's a nice feel for you, and then we can just make sure that we keep that connected, and we're going to generate a nice strike. We're going to get the ball coming out exactly where we want to. Clearly there, I struck it too well, and I need to take a little bit of a smaller swing. So I'm still going to do that and get that feel. So constantly I'm getting that arm connected, and that's going to get my body working better, and it's going to get the club returning square every single time. But once we've done that, we want to now think, how can this help me further? And it can. That's why the putter is here. We can come onto the putting green, and I want to feel the same kind of motion. So a lot of people we see with putting have very much a tilting motion. So they will be moving from left to right, they'll be topping the ball, they'll be thinning the ball. Again, arms will be coming off because you've been told the classic, right, it's going to work like a pendulum, and we start to see people going just like this. But then they see that they get the figure of 8, then they know they can't get control on it. But you know what I'll do? I'll go out and I'll buy a Scotty Cameron for £400, because that's going to fix my putting stroke.
Ching.
Again, we want to get this right arm and even the left arm here feeling like the palms are going to the sky. Once I get the palms to the sky, my biceps are connected nicely to my chest. I can then just take my normal grip, and my arms are now working with my chest. You can see that there's no excessive movement from my arms, my elbows aren't coming away, and from there I can generate a repeatable stroke, get a centered strike, and get the ball working down towards the hole. Once I've done that and I can get my distance control a little bit better, then it's really helpful on these short ones, because how many people miss these short putts? They don't line it up, so I'm going to make sure that I line this up. And then from there, I want to have that same feeling. I'm feeling my arms, again, palms are to the sky, my arms are connected, and I now don't have any kind of figure of 8. I can be nice and positive over these putts. I can get that ball rolling well and start to lower my scores and help you get good at golf.